Okay, as promised, I went ahead and edge found this part. And so now we're going to go ahead and reference hole number one. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially do a through hole, a threaded through hole at 1/4 20. Okay, so again, I've already done this over here, and we're going to set this up. So the first dimension should be 0.562, and so we're going to line to that. Now listen, it's going to be a little difficult to hold this and dial it in exactly where I want, so just give me a moment here. All right, and then the Y dimension should be 0.5. Okay, so now that we've achieved that, again, we have 0.5 down, 0.562 over, and that's what we're reflected over here. So now it's going to be reasonably simple, right? We've seen all these steps in the past, where I'm going to go ahead and set this up, and we'll get our RPMs all correct. You should have already calculated those based upon the hints that I've given you so far. And so we're going to hold the brake, make sure we're spinning the right direction here, and I'm going to bring this down, and perfect little center drill right there. All right, next we'll use our brake. We'll get our number 7 drill just like we discussed, and make sure that it's sitting in that chuck appropriately. And we're going to use the brake, tighten that up, high range. We're going to let those chips clear. It's important with plastic because that stuff heats up and causes some problems with melting and such. And then the last step we're going to do is we're actually going to tap. Now, we're going to tap in the machine for the first time, but we're not doing what I call a power tap, and that's using the power of the machine to actually do the tapping. Rather, what we're going to do is to set this up in a tap handle, okay? Tap handle most specifically that has this in the top, and that is going to be used with this tool right here, okay? It helps for alignment. So I really got to get some room here, so bear with me as I wind this down. We're going to open this up. We can put our little tool in here for alignment, and then we just need to get enough clearance to begin here. So I'm going to stop right about there, make sure that my tool is in the hole. I'm going to load my tool. Now this is spring loaded, and I'm going to bring it all the way down, tighten up my spindle, and now what that's going to do is that's going to provide the alignment, okay, for my tap, so I don't get off on my tap as this thing is going down through the hole. And so this particular type of tap is called a spiral point tap. We'll talk about that later. But that allows me to tap through without breaking the chip because the chips are actually formed and pushed through the part. So now that I'm getting this extended again, I might want to loosen up my spindle and bring that down so that I keep that positive alignment as I'm tapping through. And nice, gentle, shouldn't require too much torque. If it's too much torque, then there obviously is going to be a problem. Now you should be able to see here this nice coiled thread. That's what a spiral point tap will do. It actually creates a chip in a spiral and pushes it through a hole. So it's very appropriate to use on something that is a through hole. Again, you can see this getting long here. I'm going to loosen this up and bring that down, tighten that up again so that I can continue to have that tap alignment to make sure it's straight. Very easy to drill a hole straight, but then to actually tap it crooked. So I'm looking here and it looks like I have all my threads broken through, which is wonderful. And at this point I can actually remove this tool. I don't need the alignment anymore because I've made it through all the way there. And so I'm going to gently wind this out. I don't want to put a whole lot of side load on this. I can obviously bend the tap, and if I can bend it, sure, you better believe that you'll be able to break that tap. Okay, so we're done hole number 1 already.